Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel, All Things Business. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Tonight's topic is which class are you? Which class are you? Very important. We have the working class over here, we have the middle class over here, and we have the wealthy class. There's nothing right or wrong about any of these classes. It's just which class are you in, and maybe you want to move into a different class. Tonight, we're going to look at that. So, the working class, let's talk about the working class. The working class, they work for money. So number one, they work for money, 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 money. Money is important to the working class. So the whole idea is for work for money. The middle class, they work for other things. They work for status, status, status. They work to have a status in the company or status in the community. They are somebody important. They're there to climb the corporate ladder. And the wealthy class is a little bit different. We work to build, BU, to build assets, assets, assets. We looked at building assets, which is very important to us. So now the difference is these folks over here in the working class were taught to be savers. What does our parents teach us? Hey, you better save for a rainy day. Savers. We're to save money. Now, even though inflation is eroding our dollar, we still are saving something that's not going up in value because we were taught from early on. The first thing we talk about is get a savings account, save for a rainy day. Now, the working class, that's how they think. Now, the middle class, they will go out and they will learn how to invest a little bit of money. And what they'll do, they'll buy stocks. And they think they're smart by owning stocks and also a second home after their first home, second home, or a vacation home, shall we say, vacation. All right, vacation home. And they feel successful, even though they're still paycheck to what? There you go, say it with paycheck to paycheck. Now, on the other hand, wealthy people, we look at money differently. We look at how to invest, invest, invest. We want to invest in a what? An asset, an asset, an asset, an asset. So we build assets. Remember, I said earlier, build assets. So we look to invest in assets. A little bit different. Now, as a saver, what happens to savers? Savers, they take their money and by saving it, they don't buy too many assets. They are going on saving money to pay bills. So number three is to pay bills because they think bills are very important. They work to pay bills. And over here, the middle class, they don't work to pay bill. They want a better credit rating. So they work to keep their credit score, credit score. That's what they look at, credit score. The credit score. Hey, I'm an A plus. I'm a 720, or I'm a six. Well, the credit score. Wealthy people, not credit score. We look for cash flow, cash flow. So in other words, which way is the cash flowing? Towards us, we love that. Not away from us. We want the cash flowing to us. We invest in real estate. We invest in businesses. We'll get to that in a minute. So we look at the different classes. So are you working for money to pay your bills and be called a saver? Or you like middle class people looking for that status? I'm a vice president of the blah 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 supervisor. I got a few stock holdings. I got a second home somewhere to go away to. And even though it's a liability, I got to pay for it. And then we Airbnb it out. And then we look at our credit score because these are things that are important to people in the middle class. And this teaches you what kind of class you're in. Wealthy people, the class different. We look at building assets because we know assets feed us, liabilities eat us. And we invest in assets that makes us money. Whether we don't have to work, our assets work for us. Very important. I'll come back to that in a minute. And we're looking for cash flow, cash flow. So we can live off our cash flow. That's why we can enjoy life better. And the next thing people over here look for in number four, they look at how much they could save to take a vacation. Their whole I'm sorry, dream is to take one vacation a year. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where you going this year, Sally? I don't know where you're going, Billy. Oh my God, I can't wait to go. I've been dreaming about this for years. They look for vacation. These folks here look for vacations as well, but they look at vacations at high end places, places, because they want to be able to come back and show off the pictures of things that their friends can't afford either. So they like to have a little bit status because they want to brag about where they've been and the whole 9 yards. And over here, we look at vacations. We take 5 vacations a year. A little bit different. A little bit different. Now, well, wait a minute, Mr. Thomas. Why would they take one? That would take one. You take five. Well, it's easy. The average person saves up enough, and I always take a joke. Most people go to Costco on the weekends because why? They give away all the free food on the weekends there, so you can eat for free. So here again, if you take one vacation a year for the next 20 years, that equals 20 vacations. Well, understand their type of vacation. They're barely getting through there. They're barely making it, that makes sense. Well, the middle class take one vacation times 20 years, that equals 20, but their vacation is a little more elaborate because they like to show off and brag about where they went. Aspen, I went to New York, I went to London, and then they go back and work hard again. Well, over here, like I said, we take 5 vacations over 20 years. That equals 100 vacations because our life is full of vacations. So, what makes more sense to you? 20 vacations in 20 years, either one, or 100 vacations in 20 years? This year alone, I've already taken 7. Yeah, already this year. Not only that, I also been in 28 different countries. Well, this guy over here might have been in his lifetime maybe 5 or 10. Well, this guy might have been in 2 or 3. You see the difference? So I want to share that with you tonight because it's very important to understand this. These guys over here put money away and they save it in what I call if they have any money to save, they try to save, like I say, they try to save money. They try to save money. These guys over here have a 401k that's down to a K because of taking their money out because the way the world has been working lately. And we take our money and we invest into more assets. Remember, as my friend Robert Kiyosaki say, assets feed you, liabilities eat you. It's very important to understand this. And business over here, we may have a real estate company, we may have real estate assets. At one point, I had 54 properties and a hotel, cash flow. Over here on this side, we may have a stock portfolio. On this side, we may own other businesses. Like I have a network marketing business. It gives me nice residual income. So we're into ownership. They're into statusship, and these guys are into workmanship. Does that make sense? Hope this bless you tonight. So you have to understand which class are you in today, but more important, what class you want to go to. So you can see and choose the class that you want to change from and get into. And it's not no right or wrong about it. You just need to be aware of where you're at today and what are you working towards. I always work in this column. And like I said, never having a job, I've been so grateful to build businesses, build assets my whole entire life. So my assets pay for all my niceties. And I love that. Over here, these folks think everything costs a lot because they're paying with their time. They can't make enough money. They get a second job, third job, and now they're killing themselves. If you're the only asset, that's wrong. You need to develop more assets to eventually get out of here to get over here. These people here, they're more or less, like I say, into status. They want the niceties. They will live paycheck to paycheck per se to look great to impress people who don't care what they have or drive. Over here, we could care less. We want to live comfortably. Over here, in other words, instead of our money saving money, our money works for us so we go on vacation. Over here, what happens? They work hard while their money goes on vacation. So you work hard, money on vacation, or do you want to go on vacation and your money works hard? This is why we accumulate more time flying and going to different countries. Folks, with that said, I hope there's any questions out there, put in the chat. And I want to ask Mr. Clemens to open the lines up. Hey, I want to thank our community out there. You guys are amazing people. And I want to thank you for your time. So I think we got a question or two out there, sir.
Yes, sir. So we have a question all the way from Florida. And this lady would like to know, how can you go from the working class to the middle class? I mean, from the working class to the wealthy class. Excuse me.
Okay. Well, here's the key. Most people are paycheck to paycheck. And the reason why, by the time they pay their rent, bills, and everything else, there's nothing left over for them to invest over here. And I would say cut this down over here and spend get extra capital to put away to be able to go on investments. And a lot of times it doesn't take a lot, but it takes what I would call discipline. Write that down. Discipline over here to live way beneath your means to be able to sock money away to put it away, not as a saver over here, will invest over here. But the key is to be able to invest anyway, starting dropping the bills down and turn the excess capital away so you'll have some to invest in 6 months, a year. But the whole key is being in position when a deal comes up, you can do this. Or if you're not, if you're not in network marketing, leave a number on below and we'll get a hold of you. Because a lot of people I have start here that'll work. And all of a sudden they're over here because I help them in network marketing to build a nice income residually. To this day, after 35 years, I have created 21 millionaires over here, working class, that are in this class today. And that's powerful because it gives the average person levels the playing field. We don't care what size you are. We don't care if you're from Yale or from jail. It levels the playing field. But you have to want it. And the key is you have to want it and want to go to work and make it real for you and your family. Look, all the money in the world is at your fingertips. You just got to learn how to earn it, folks. It's not that difficult. And I mean, think about it. It really is. It's up to the individual. Are you committed to it? If we commit an hour or two a day in your own business, guess what? You could be out of here in a year and a half, 2 years, if you're committed to it. So that's what's important. So be committed to it. Next question, sir. That was a great question.
Absolutely.
I hope that helped that person.
Next question is for people that are rebuilding their cash flow from zero income, how can they move into the wealthy class?
Well, here again, let's go back. I think I just answered that. Get into a business that you can start around your schedule, an hour or two a day. When I started in the industry of network marketing, I started an hour or two a day. And the hour or two, gradually, my first year, I put about an hour in. My second year, I put about 2 to 3 hours in. By my third year, I was making more in a month than the average person made in a year. Now, watch this. My 3 hours a day, it took the average person, they work 8 hours a day. Let me do this, turn the camera this. They work 8 hours a day. My 3 hours a day, working less than they were working 8 hours a day. And in 3 years, I was financially free with that part because I put the time in and being committed. So commitment is a very big thing to do. Commitment. So ladies and gentlemen, are you committed to the task at hand? What is it you want for you and your family? Think about it. Anything in life you wants you more, but you got to put the effort in it, the time in it. Look, I'm nobody special. My dad was in the military. He was a sergeant. My mother was a housewife. She took care of us 4 kids. And I was a ringleader. I was the oldest. But you know what? I wanted something bad enough. And what happened one day in my book, matter of fact, go to my site, go to Al Thomas Official, and then subscribe, and then look at the book I wrote. It's called God's Gift, and I talked about defining moment for me is when my dad asked me, we're in the garage working on the car with the hood up. He asked me to reach for, I think it was a wrench or a screwdriver, and I saw how greasy his hands were. And I said at that point, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I don't want to work with my hands. I don't work with my back. I want to work with my mind. And I made a decision that day to seek out people that had what I wanted. Watch this. To seek out people that had what I wanted and then follow them down to the T. And that is what I did. Nothing magical about it, nothing secret about it. I put the time in. I put the effort in. Now, let me be honest with you. It's not going to happen overnight. The average person will quit in 6 months. They'll quit in a week. They'll quit in 2 months because they don't understand the theory of the Japanese bamboo tree. It takes 7 years for it to pop up. Folks, it takes a while to build a business. We as entrepreneurs know that we have to put the time in to get the investment back. The average person wants their money back as soon as they put the time, without putting time in it. Anything worthwhile takes work. And I'm going to say this. The only place that success comes before work is in a dictionary. Anything you want is going to take work. You're married, boy, that takes work. You got a boyfriend, girlfriend, that takes work. So this is no different. Anybody who owns businesses are working, and it takes work. So I'm not an overnight success. It took me 12 years, 3 years. I was doing great. I was free in 3. But what if I didn't put the time in it? What if I quit in the second year? What if I quit in the first year? What if I had quit in the first 6 months? I would not be where I'm at today. And I'm going to tell you something magical. The more you stay laser focused, what I mean by laser focus? I could take I'm sorry. I could take this magnifying glass on the hottest day, no matter what city in, and I could put it on a piece of paper and do this to it. It will never burn the hole of paper. But once I stop and focus, it'll burn the hole in that paper every time. There's certain laws of success. It's like laws of nature. To get it, you don't go to the fireplace, say, give me some heat, and then I go get the wood. No, you got to put the gloves on, go out and jacket on, go chop the tree down to bring the wood in to the fireplace. Folks, this is no different. But I guarantee you this much. I guarantee you, if you roll your sleeves up and work with us for 2 to 3 years, your life will be different. It'll be definitely different. I could take a rubber band and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it. It won't pop. I can stretch it some more. It won't pop. Matter of fact, I can let go of it. It will never go back to its original straight state. Why? Because it's been stretched. I hope this call tonight helps stretch you. What class are you in? More important, what class do you want to be in? Everything in life takes work. And like I said before, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I hope this blessed you. Hope you got a great lesson out of this. And also hit the subscribe button below and leave a comment or two. Please, I'd be greatly appreciated. And also share this with some friends and family.